Today I wanted to share a very special recipe with you all. It is roasted eggplant or BAINGAN bharta. So the way this recipe goes is that you roast the eggplant over your stove. If you have a gas stove, that is the best because then the charred flavor really comes through very nicely. However, mine is a smooth top, which is an electric stove. So here's how we are gonna do it in case you have an electric stove. What I do is I pour a little bit of olive oil. So this is a big eggplant, and then just kind of rub it all over. And then I'm gonna wrap this up and put it on the stove. So I have this here. This is generally used to make fulkas or which are the puffed rotis. So I use this whenever I make fulkas. Now what I'm gonna do is, as we have this all wrapped up, and the reason we wrap it up is because I don't want the juices from the eggplant to drip all over my smooth top. So I mean, if it worked for me, I would do this open, but that is why also I added some oil in there. It helps just the cooking process, and then it is all sealed up from all sides. I did make 1 or 2 big slits in the eggplant so that the heat goes well within. And then I'm going to turn this on high. As I do this, I'm going to use my big tongs to just keep rotating it. So keep it like 5 minutes on each side, and then just keep rotating or flipping this over. In the meantime, I'm going to get all my ingredients ready to make the actual bharta. Okay, so this thing is cooking up nicely. All I'm going to do is keep rotating it. You'll have to like balance it out a little bit as it gets softer. It kind of flattens out on one side. So my gas is on high heat. My stove is on high heat, and that's so that all the heat reaches inside and the outside gets charred nicely. So in the meantime, my IP has been heating up. So we have 1 small to medium sized onion. Make it into a paste as thick as possible without adding too much water. If you add too much water, we want to make sure that as we sorted the onion, we get it all out. In here I have 2 to 3 garlic cloves, 1 big piece of ginger, and cilantro, all pureed or all made into a paste. And cilantro really adds a nice flavor to the BAINGAN bharta. I have 2 small to medium sized tomatoes here, pureed up. Again, they don't really look red in here, but believe me, they are tomatoes. Got my spice box in here, and then one spice that I use is called amchur powder. It is basically dry mango powder. So we're gonna use these ingredients. Turn your IP on to saute mode and let it become hot. Okay, so my IP is heated up. I added some asafoetida or hing. When I spell it in English, it's H-I-N-G, hing or asafoetida. We're gonna add some cumin seeds, half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. I'm gonna add in a couple of peppercorns in there, as well as 1 clove. You can add a small piece of ginger, a cinnamon, but it's okay if you're adding the powdered garam masala. As that is starting to splutter up, I'm gonna add my onion paste and let that saute. Let all the water kind of dry out. Add a little bit of salt at this point, so it helps in getting the water out. As you can see, the water is all dried up, so at this point I'm gonna add my ginger, garlic, and cilantro paste. Okay, next up is the tomato paste. Cook your tomato paste nicely, saute it, and then we will add the spices. Meanwhile, you can hear the sizzling inside as the eggplant is roasting. The what you need to look at is that when you choose the eggplant, you don't want it to be too fat. You want a thin, you don't want the thin ones either, but you want the one that is kind of a little bit longer and a little bit leaner. Now, sometimes you may not find it, and that's okay, but you just need to be, then you will have to cook the back side a little bit more. Okay, so my tomato and onion and everything has sorted up nicely. So to this, I'm going to add some garam masala, maybe half a teaspoon, a little bit of chili powder. I'm going to adjust the chili powder to your taste. You can also add green chilies in here as well. You can just grind it up with the garlic, ginger, and cilantro. Turmeric, coriander powder, and then I'm going to add a little bit of the mango powder. What the mango powder does, it gives a nice tangy flavor. So add about a half a teaspoon of the mango powder. Mix this up and let the spices cook. So my eggplant is almost getting done. I peeked in a little bit. You want to make sure that the skin is nicely charred. And then what I'm going to do is let it cool down before I handle it, and then I'll show you how to peel off the skin. So you want to peel off the skin, and you do not want the skin in your bharta. So peel off the charred skin. That is okay. What you will get is the flavor of the charred eggplant all within the flesh of it as well. Okay, so here's how my charred eggplant looks. It takes about 30 minutes, especially on an electric stove. On a gas stove, it takes less time. So you want to peel off. Now I let it cool down. Obviously you want to be able to handle this, so you want to be careful. Peel the whole thing out, and then ideally inside as well you have nicely, the flesh should be cooked a little bit as well. Here's what the peeled eggplant looks like. You can see it's all nice and brown, and then I can cut it open. You can just do like a rough chop in here, and then we'll put it in the IP. So I'm reheating my Instant Pot, and I'm gonna put in all the roughly chopped up eggplant in the Instant Pot. Avoid getting too many of the seeds in there. We don't want that. And then just roughly mash it up, mix it, and then we're gonna put it on pressure. Don't add water in here. And what I was saying is that you could do this over the stove, but it is going to take longer, and sometimes it will not cook up perfectly. So I feel like this would be just much faster if we do this in the IP. So I added and mashed up all the eggplant in there. I added some salt, don't forget that. And then all we're gonna do is close this up, seal it, and then put this on manual for 6 minutes. No, went too far. Okay. I will see you later and show you what the finished roasted eggplant looks like.